Hey guys, it's Katie here with Life in the Mundane. Do you get overwhelmed and discouraged about trying to manage both homeschooling and homemaking in one? If you do, I would love to share with you guys about our home reset day. This has been a day that we've been able to set aside to kind of reset our home and ready it for the next week. And I want to share a little bit about why we do it, what it looks like, and how you might implement it as well. So let's get started. So, I don't know about you guys, but I am not Susie Homemaker. To be completely honest with you, lest you have a different opinion, I am far from it. My baseboards do not get cleaned and my ceiling fans hardly get dusted unless my kids are looking for a little extra money, and then they get those as bonus chores. But honestly, we have 6 kids, very close in age, a baby, and life is just insane. So my house is hardly ever immaculate. Actually, I would probably say never immaculate. But it's clean, it's good enough, it functions for our family. We're still able to open our doors and have people over and do that without cringing too much. So just want to encourage you, first of all, that if your house is not always perfect, that's okay. That being said, it is very hard to focus and do school and function, especially when you are living, schooling, working, and resting all in your home in that same space. It is hard to function without having your home properly managed. But I also have struggled over the past several years trying to figure out how to balance both. So for a while we were doing school where we were trying to homeschool, and we would homeschool really hard for a week, and then we'd have to take like the Monday after to just reset the home and figure it all out. And the day pretty much got shot as far as schooling while we were trying to just clean up the mess from the weekend and get things back set up. We would have piles of books all over our table, so it was hard to sit down for family meals because that's where we homeschooled. And so it just was really discouraging to me. So over the years, we've kind of tweaked it, we've adjusted it, and now I think we have a pretty good system that's at least working for us. So I want to share about it in hopes that it'll help you guys. And that is our home reset day. So, home reset day. Some people refer to it as a home blessings day or a work day or whatever. What we're doing, we're resetting for the new week. And it's become actually something I've really looked forward to, and my kids have really looked forward to. So I just want to kind of share what we do. We do it on Saturdays. What we do during the week, just to give you kind of an idea, is the kids and myself, we all have morning chores, we all have some afternoon chores that we do after school's over, and then we have a big kind of pickup and sort of a mini reset where we just do a general pickup, wipe down the table, sweep, that kind of thing, clean dishes and stuff like that at night. So we do all of that kind of stuff on a daily basis. But what about the other stuff? So we save that for Saturdays, and on Saturdays we wake up and we jump right into home. We do the regular morning chores as scheduled. We have our breakfast, and then we jump into those home reset chores. So things like we do, some examples of things we do a sweep and mop, deep mop of everything on our main floor. We clean under our couches. We reset the living room, straighten all the books on the bookshelves. We make sure that all of our school stuff is put away in the proper place, in the proper buckets, that nothing is sitting out from the week before. And we jump into a little bit more of a deep clean in the bedrooms, which helps them from getting too horribly bad. We do wipe down all the appliances, that kind of thing. So I just kind of a list of the kind of things that we do, and I'll include that down in the links. We obviously clean toilets, clean tubs, that kind of thing. And it's just been really nice to have that time set aside. And I know a lot of people who love Fly Lady, who love doing systems, and they do a little bit each day. And that is great. More power to you. But for me, I tried it, and I just got overwhelmed at adding extra onto my day, because usually after a long homeschool day, I have to do other things. I have church responsibilities that need to be done, or I want to spend time with my kids, and I don't want to spend all this extra time doing this extra cleaning. So I actually would prefer to set aside an entire morning and a couple of hours on one day just to knock it all out and work alongside my kids. So it's gotten to be really fun. We now put on music and we'll dance around while we're doing our chores. And we get to spend this time together. It's not separated. Our chores for the morning and the afternoon are separated times where everybody has their own responsibilities and they are responsible to carry those out. This Home Reset Day is a time when we spend all together, doing it all together. We're all working in one room and then we're all working in the next. And that's been really fun for us. So obviously we do cleaning. Okay, but after the cleaning is done, what else is involved in Home Reset Day? So that's been the other fun part about this. What I've told the kids is we do Home Reset Day. We try and take a nap because usually, or at least have some quiet time on Saturdays because we're getting ready to go into Sundays, which are very busy for us between all the church commitments and family time. So we try and take a nap or some quiet time for the kids. They have to get all of their church clothes set out that afternoon, and we try to take baths sometime between the afternoon and evening on Saturday, so we're all ready to go for church in the morning. But one thing we do is after that time, I let the kids have some TV time. This is something they now look forward to a lot. We don't do a lot of TV unless it's school related. We don't do a lot of TV Monday through Thursday. We try to reserve that for like Friday night, Saturday, just to make it a little more special and cut down on the screen time. So they get some designated TV time. And I let them have like 2 or 3 hours of TV time. And that's okay. It's not going to kill them. And it's fun, something fun too, because they work hard in the morning and then they get to relax and just kind of rest. And because they're not watching TV all week long, every chance they get, they're like completely glued to it. So they actually keeps their attention and they're not just fighting while the TV's on and adding to the noise. But that gives me an opportunity to sit down and lesson plan. So I lesson plan out 2 weeks in advance. I at least do 1 week, but I try to do 2 weeks in advance of lesson planning. And then it also allows me to sit down and meal plan out my meals, which you can check out the video of that in the comments above. But I sit down and meal plan out my meals and make my shopping list because my shopping day is Monday after school. And so that gets everything in order for that day. It allows me, if I need to do any baking or cooking for the weekend, I can do that at that point. But I just love the fact that it kind of helps reset our house and our structure, reset our school for the next week, reset our menu for the following week, and honestly, it helps reset our bodies and minds because we kind of go into it as let's get all the work done so that we can just enjoy. Honestly, this whole process, it varies. It varies to how many interruptions I get or how busy our day is, if we had something going on that morning or not. But honestly, the deep cleaning part, when we've now gotten in the habit of what we do, only takes about an hour and a half of everybody jumping in and helping, about an hour and a half of work. And meal planning and lesson planning can take anywhere from a half hour to an hour and a half, depending on how in depth I'm getting or how many weeks I'm doing. And so you're talking about a commitment of 3 hours, maybe 4, on a Saturday to sort of set aside to reset your home and get ready for Sunday for work. So this may or may not work for you, I don't know, but I hope that it's at least helpful to see how somebody else does it. We don't do it perfectly. There are Saturdays that we don't get to all 3 of those things, and maybe I forget to do the meal planning or forget to do, get too busy, we're out, having some event, and I don't get to doing it. But honestly, I find that the weeks that we can set aside that little bit of time, we have such a better homeschool week. It really affects our entire week. And so I try to protect at least a couple hours either in the morning, afternoon, or evening so that we can really, on that Saturday, so that we can really dive in and dig into doing that. It is a week that maybe scheduling is just crazy and our weekend is just really busy, then we have sort of a condensed version of what we'll do. So just some of the jobs we'll either omit and we'll just hit those on the other week because they really don't have to be done every week. They can be done every other if they need to. Or we just have ways that we can do some things just a little bit more of a shortcut. So we might just clean around the couches, do a deep clean of the living room, but not actually clean under them for a week. We have some ways of doing it ourselves for those weeks that it's not really, we're not going to have that set aside time, but we can still do it and reset our week without throwing everything off just because we have an event on Saturday. You could also do this obviously on a Friday after school and just kind of get it set up, or on a Monday and do it Monday morning before you jump into school. So whatever works for you, it can be whenever you want, and it can involve as much or as little as you want. But I just wanted to offer it as an alternative to those who, instead of dividing all the work up among several days, just to have that one day set aside to knock that out is really helpful for us. I hope that this has been helpful. I would love to hear what you guys do. Do you do Finality? Do you do zones? Do you clean throughout the week as far as deep cleaning or special projects? Or do you save it for a work day? I'd love to know in the comments. Let me know. If this has been helpful, I'd love if you'd share. If you like our video and subscribe, I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday on how to make the most of the little moments in homeschooling, homemaking, and home management, and everything in between. And I'd love it if you would find us on Facebook or Instagram at Life in the Mundane, and I'll see you next week. Bye.